Do you wake up in the middle of the night and find it nearly impossible to fall back to sleep? You might just need the toilet and then that's it, you're wide awake. Well, there's a few things you can do the next time this happens so you can fall back to sleep easier. I'm going to give you a step-by-step method that Olympic athletes use when they wake up in the middle of the night that you can do the next time this happens. But first, you need to understand that waking up between the hours of 2 and 4 could have something to do with your body temperature and the natural release of melatonin. What happens in the evening before you fall asleep, your core body temperature starts to rise. Then when you start to feel sleepy and drift off, your body temperature starts to drop. This is when your body releases melatonin. But your body temperature can't continue to drop because you'd freeze to death. So what happens? The body temperature during the night starts to rise again. It's this switch in temperature that can wake you up. It happens to almost everyone, but some people don't realize they've woken up and they go straight back to sleep. Some people sleep through it, and then there are others that the minute they wake up, their mind starts thinking about things like work, family, worries, and they just can't get back to sleep. And what most people do when this happens is a big no-no. They lift their phones up to see what time it is. Then they notice they've got 3 Facebook notifications. But I'm not going to look at them, I'm going to fall straight back to sleep. But because they've looked at the clock, they think, oh no, I've got to get back to sleep. I've only got 4 hours left before I get up for work. I'm going to be so tired in the morning. I've got to get to sleep right now. Then you're lying on your back, but you can't sleep because all you have in your head is, I've got notifications on Facebook, who's messaging us at this time of the morning? I'll just check them and then I'll go back to sleep. Next thing you know, you're sitting scrolling on social media and you're wide awake. And all of this just by looking at the time. So a huge tip, just leave your phone in the other room. But there's a couple more things that are important to know. Like if you're lying there and not sleeping, but you're in a dark room and relaxing, it's not as good as sleep, but it's better than being on your phone or walking around. It's still a form of rejuvenation. And by doing this, you're lowering your heart rate, which gives you a better chance of falling asleep. Now, there is a great technique you can use called the 4-7-8 breathing technique, created by Dr. Andrew Weil. This method lowers your heart rate dramatically. And it's quite simple. Basically, you breathe in for the count of 4, hold for the count of 7, and breathe out for the count of 8. I've done a full video on this where I walk you through it step by step for you to follow along with. I'm doing this with the tip I'm going to show you that got taught to my husband from his Olympic team psychologist. I'm almost certain will have you falling back to sleep in no time. But I just need to mention 3 quick things you need to avoid in the middle of the night. Number 1 is turning on any lights in your house, as this will send signals to your body that it's daytime. Number 2 is walking around. This is going to elevate your heart rate. Remember, we're trying to keep your heart rate as low as possible so you can get back to sleep. And number 3 is don't eat. Your belly might be rumbling, but this isn't the reason you're not falling back to sleep. If you eat now, your body is going to be working hard on digesting that food, and it elevates your blood sugar, which is going to make it way harder to fall back to sleep. So now we have that out the way, you need to try this method that Olympians do. Think about the pressure that these elite athletes are under. Before big competitions, imagine the thoughts racing through their head. My husband, who won a medal in the Olympics, swears by this method, and you can do it too if you find yourself still awake after the 4-7-8 breathing method. What you're going to do is that you will lie there on your back with your body fully relaxed. I want you to visualize a corridor with lots of doors on either side. They can be any color or design you like. In fact, take a minute to design it in your head. Now you're going to walk down that corridor, open the first door, and put one thing that is on your mind, like your work schedule, in that door. Now close it. Now that's out of your mind. You're going to continue to walk down the corridor. Then in the next door, put the other thing that's on your mind in that door. Then close it. And continue to do this until the only thing left in your mind is the corridor. Then just think of that. Something will creep back into your mind, like work. All you're going to do is put that into another door and close it. At this point, your body and mind will be totally relaxed and you'll have no other option but to fall asleep. But doing the 4-7-8 method before this will really help to get that heart rate down. I recommend you click here and email yourself this video and use it tonight and every night when you need to fall asleep. Click here and check it out.